Party like it's 1989. The Bowie State Bulldogs just won their first CIAA championship in nearly 30 years. One of the worst losses of the season could not have come at a worse time for the Redskins. A 40-16 loss to the last place New York Giants pushes them further out of the playoff picture. Yeah, Amy, free agency is hitting Baltimore hard and right away. The start of free agency has not even begun yet. Tomorrow at 4 p.m. is when free agents get officially signed, but that's not stopping some key Ravens from leaving the Charm City. We'll start with Terrell Suggs, the only ever graduate of Ball So Hard University. He's heading to Arizona after 16 incredible seasons in purple and gold. C.J. Mosley, too, is reportedly leaving the Ravens for the Jets after 5 years in Baltimore, 4 of which ended up with him in the Pro Bowl. Eric Weddle, too, is going to the NFC champion Los Angeles Rams, and Zadarius Smith will be going north to Green Bay. I see everyone's leaving the AFC North as soon as the Cleveland Browns are getting good. Smart, everybody. Very smart. We are nearly at December. You know how many combined losses Brenda Freese and Mark Turgeon's teams have? 0, nada, nil. However you want to say it, both squads are rolling. But good news on the horizon. The day has finally come. Well, sort of. There is a basketball game in College Park tonight. It just does not really count. The Maryland basketball team has an exhibition game this evening against Lynn University, who is in the Sunshine State Conference. A real thing, apparently. Remember when I told you to have low expectations for the Wiz? I hope you listen to me on that. Just not on everything else. A Tiger was on the prowl here at TPC Potomac. A final round 66 for Tiger Woods earned him another top 5 finish. Another day, another loss for the Washington Nationals. It was America's birthday today, but there were no fireworks at the plate for the Nats bats. Preseason game number 1 in the books. The Redskins back in Richmond hitting the practice field today, and a lot of the players really upset that rookie running back Darius Geis. He's out for the season with that torn ACL. In just about a week, the Redskins will start training camp, and fans will get their first chance to see some fresh faces, highlighted by rookie running back Darius Geis and the new sheriff in town, quarterback Alex Smith. Maryland fans, I have the best 5 words a college football fan can hear for you. We play Rutgers this week. All right, here with Paul Bin postgame, and what a second half that was. Take me through the emotions of the last 45 minutes. But today, now quarterfinal day, and the Stars that are left trying to punch their ticket to the Final Four. But after a strong finish to the recruiting process, things are looking up for Coach Mike Loxley's crew, and don't expect the Terps to stop here. Well, Maryland still may have crab cakes, but they might be leaving the lacrosse up to Penn State. Football team, they looked great for the first 2 weeks of the season, taking down a ranked Texas team and then dominating Bowling Green on the road. Women's soccer team has been struggling to close the deal recently, picking up 2 crushing overtime losses against Big Ten opponents. We all remember that epic battle last year down in Austin between the Terps and the Longhorns to begin that season. And this year, those 2 teams did battle again, and the second time around may have been even better. Welcome to the Left Bench TV Overtime. I'm Noah Gross here at FedEx Field, and no one really knew what to expect from the Terps coming into today's game, but they sure did impress. Terps, Longhorns, they do battle for the second year in a row. First half was the Jay Sean Jones show. The wideout caught a touchdown, ran for a touchdown, and he even threw for one too. What a day for the freshman. But the Longhorns, they would not go quietly. Texas scored 22 unanswered points against the Terps and actually had the lead in the second half. That lead, though, it did not last too long. Here, Tayon Fleet Davis off the edge finds the end zone on the ground, and Maryland gets back in front. Longhorns, though, they get the ball back late, and out of nowhere, Antoine Brooks with the game-sealing interception. Terps win 34-29. Your moment of zen.
Proud of our team, proud of our program. Everybody in our building stuck together. So we're proud of everybody.
I'm now joined by our football reporter, Daniel Oyafusi. And Daniel, lots surrounding today's matchup. How important do you think today's win could be?
It could be really, really important. You saw all the emotion pre- and post-game. The offense lined up with only 10 players on the first play to honor Jordan McNair. So I'm sure that getting this big win is probably a breath of fresh air and a sigh of relief for the whole team.
And a big reason the Terps did win today was their quarterback play. Tyrell Pigram played for a little bit, but it was mostly Kasim Hill. What did you make of what was going on at that quarterback position?
Yeah, I'm sure Matt Canada didn't want to tip his hat off to the Texas defense prior to the game, so he put Hill to start the game, switched them out for Pigram, sometimes even switched quarterbacks mid-series. But I'm sure going forward, we're probably going to see Hill most of the way.
Well, we'll get one more chance to see Hill, Pigram, and the rest of the Terps next week as Maryland travels to Western Ohio to take on the Falcons from Bowling Green. Stay tuned to all of Daniel's coverage on theleftbench.com. From here at FedEx Field, I'm Noah Gross. That's Daniel Oyufusi. Thanks for watching. Ice therapy.
They get up there and they start to forget about the problems.
From the battlefield to the hockey rink, the Capital Beltway Warriors are making quite the impact.
I've had 2 instances where somebody said, hey, I was on the brink and then I met you guys and now I have a family.
So these players will be in the game.
A hockey team comprised of military veterans is a unique but close group.
We all speak the same language, and it's you don't get that on other teams that you play with that doesn't have a similar background.
The club is just a year old, but people are taking notice.
We started in 2017 with about 13 guys. Our enrollment is up over 50 personnel right now.
The Capital Beltway Warriors aren't just a good hockey story. They're pretty good, too. They even won a national championship back in April. But even through all the competition, they remain one big family.
It's always nice to win, but the real goal is that everybody gets along out here and build a lot of camaraderie with our teammates. And just to have a good time, a lot of fun.
The Maryland men's basketball team entered tonight undefeated, but they had quite a test against the number 4 team in the country, the Virginia Cavaliers, here at the Xfinity Center. The Terps, they battled to the end, but they came up just short. Anthony Cowan leading the Terps out against a top 5 team. Early on, all Cavaliers. Virginia jumped out to a quick lead against the Terps with some success inside and out. Maryland did fight back, however. Bruno Fernando says not today, and off they go. Morcell finds Cowan for the reverse. Terps down single digits at the half. And in the second, some love for the freshman. Sticks showing he has some muscle. Jalen Smith with the and one. Speaking of muscle, Bruno, hammer, Xfinity Center, losing it. But Virginia proved too much. Mostly DeAndre Hunter does the impossible and yams over Fernando. And the reigning ACC Player of the Week says it was so nice, let's do it twice. Cavaliers get a win 76-71, but the Terps stayed positive after the loss.
Man, we're going to be one hell of a team, I tell you that. Come March, we young. For us to go out there and play the way we did and fight back, that showed a lot of character.
We're learning a lot. We're learning a lot about ourselves and the things we got to keep working on and improving.
Now joined by men's basketball reporter Johnny Mosman. And Johnny, as you mentioned, Terps suffering their first loss of this season tonight. Where did they really struggle that led to this defeat?
I think they really struggled with the 14 turnovers that the Terps committed tonight. Virginia had only committed 2 turnovers in the game tonight, and with a team as talented as Virginia, you can't commit 14 turnovers and only allow them to commit 2 turnovers, so that's really where Maryland had their struggles tonight.
So turnover is definitely a negative for Maryland, but there has to be some positives to take away from just a very close defeat against the number 4 team in the country.
I think 71 points against this Virginia team is very promising for this Maryland team. They're only giving up 49 points a game right now, so 71 is very promising. They also only gave up 70 points one time in all of last year, so 71 points for this Maryland team that had 5 of 8 freshmen playing. I think that's very promising.
So Terps look great offensively tonight. It does not get any easier, though, as they start Big Ten play this Saturday here at the Xfinity Center against the Penn State Nittany Lions. For Johnny Mosman, I'm Noah Gross for TLB TV Overtime. Thanks for watching. So Andre Wesson makes up for his brother on the defensive end. And the deficit now just 4 for the Buckeyes.
And Andre outscoring his brother so far, 8-2. And Wesson, Andre, that is, able to knock down a few outside shots as well.
Bruno with it in the post on this near side again. Same spot. He just worked Wesson the last time. This time goes to the jump hook, off back rim, no good. Jalen Smith fighting for the rebound, gets it, and is quickly fouled by Caleb Wesson. They're going to call a jump ball, actually. Crowd and Mark Turgeon do not like that when there's a lot of contact. but it did look like Wesson did get a lot of ball there.
Yeah, that's tough, but from our angle, it looked like Wesson was able to get control of the ball there. Obviously, the Maryland faithful are going to disagree with it regardless, but props to Jalen Smith, going up amongst the trees, banging around there, able to get the offensive board. Unfortunately for him, though, not able to get a foul out of it.
Woods has been the de facto point guard today because of an injury to C.J. Jackson. Brings the ball up here. Eric Ayala reportedly not feeling well and is unlikely to return, according to a team spokesperson. Now Andre Wesson pulls up for three. That one rattles in and out. His brother gets the rebound. Now over to Arns, left-handed layup. That one's up and good, but not before a travel. That would have cut the deficit to just 2, but now it's going Maryland's way with a 4-point lead.
And we touched on this during the halftime show, but what a matchup. Bruno Fernando and Caleb Wesson. Two guys, I think if you're an Ohio State fan, you're like, nobody can match up with Caleb Wesson. And if you're a Terps fan, you're like, nobody can match up with Bruno Fernando. But these two players' bodies complement each other pretty well. And it's been great down low to watch.
Fun to watch. A little teardrop here from Anthony Cowan after a jump stop, and that one rattles home. Terps back up 37-31 here. Almost 2 minutes gone here in half number 2. Arns with it up top, getting his first career start today. Pretty quiet first half for him, though. Woods over to Arns now. The lefty pulls up from way beyond the arc. That one off front iron, no good. A fight for the rebound. Morcell saves it from going out, but I believe his foot was on the line, though. It'll be staying on the far side of the court with the Ohio State Buckeyes.
Terps got to do a better job focusing on that second rebound. The shot's coming down, and it's going to be a matchup basically 9 times out of 10 against Caleb Wesson and Bruno Fernando, two of the most talented rebounders in the Big Ten, and the Terps got to help corral that second ball in and unable to do so right there.
Now under 18 minutes to go. Caleb Wesson in the post against Fernando, trying to use the size to his advantage, kicks it out to Woods. Now they go back in the post on the far side to Wesson. Going inside now, double team from Smith. The layup is no good, and Jalen Smith has the rebound. He pushes up ahead, now finds Cowan in the fast break. Left-handed lay-in, no good, no foul called. Crowd does not like it. Wesson gets the board, pushes up ahead of Arns on the other side now. He breaks his own angles as Fernando was down there, and he got a little bit scared. And the refs calling over and back now, as when Arns went down, he threw the ball backwards, and it went all the way back to Caleb Wesson, who had not reached the other side of the court yet. Kind of a wacky play there.
Yeah, a little bit of a circus of a sequence there. Anthony Cowan coming down one way at 1,000,000 miles per hour, thinks he gets fouls, nothing there. Justin Arns coming the other way, trips over himself and throws it away. I think both teams are going to want to forget those last 2 possessions.
Yeah, I do too. That's a bit of a broadcaster's nightmare up here. Hope I did my best to paint that picture. A lot going on there. But now it'll be the Terps with possession. Morcell inbounds it to Cowan in the backcourt. Now he crosses the timeline and hands it off to Wiggins. Bruno gets it in the post. Third straight possession. He's down here against Caleb Wesson. Wesson pushing back, though. 16 on the shot clock. Spin move and a jump shot fadeaway. And that one in and out and back in for Bruno Fernando. He's getting the crowd into it now.
Good defense, but great offense. Bruno Fernando just using his body, turning around on the baseline and knocking down the shot.
39-31 Maryland. The crowd here in the Xfinity Center loving it. They've been waiting to erupt all afternoon long. Driving in now, Luther Muhammad. Back up top, Caleb Wesson for 3, and that one's good. Big three-pointer there for Caleb Wesson. The big man showing some range. 39-34 Terps. 16:35 to go here. Bruno Fernando with the ball up top. Beyond the three-point arc, trying to find a guard. Throws it over in the corner to Aaron Wiggins, who gets the ball swatted away quickly from Woods up ahead to Wesson. And showtime for him. A reverse jam for number 24 in scarlet and gray.
All right. Getting up and elevating a quick reverse there. That wasn't, you usually see that if you got acres of space around you. But Wesson kind of went up almost through traffic there with a reverse slam.
Got to respect it. Anthony Cowan now off the screen, tries to find Bruno, now finds Jalen Smith behind the three-point line. And there, Daryl Morcell does get fouled this time. Thought he was last time as well. That one will go against the Buckeyes. That is the first foul for either team in this second half. Terps with that three-point lead after the steal and a dunk that I enjoyed over here. Andre Wesson with the fast break reverse slam. Arns will take a seat now after that foul was on him. Musa Jallo back into the game for the Buckeyes. 20 on the shot clock for the Terps. Cowan has the ball up top. Hands it off in the corner now to Morcell. Now Fernando trying to find another guard. Just 10 on the shot clock now. Cowan with it. Looking for a screen. There's Bruno Fernando down low through traffic. Lays it up in and the foul. An and one for Bruno Fernando. A great start to the second half for Bruno and the Terps, who have a 5-point lead.
Great there from Bruno Fernando. I thought he might have gotten a little bit of a continuation there, but able to power through the contact, lay it off the glass, and Bruno starting to wake up here after a quiet first half.
Bruno waking up, and so is the crowd here at the Xfinity Center. We have the under-16 timeout in College Park. Bruno Fernando will try to finish that three-point play when we come back here in just a moment on WMUC Sports.